guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Brittany. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite synthetic and human hair wigs of 2023. Now, for the last few years, I've been doing this in December, but at the end of December, I kind of want to take a little bit of a break and then ease into January. Hope you guys are still interested in hearing about my favorite wigs. And if you like the wig that I'm wearing right now, this one is from ISeeHair, and this review should be up on my channel for you guys. So if you haven't watched that review, go ahead and check it out. And I should have a playlist for you guys of all of my favorite wigs starting from 2015 up until now, so you guys can watch those if you want to get acquainted with all the wigs I've loved from 2015 up until right now. So I am going to try to talk fast. I'm going to start off with all of my favorite human hair wigs. Last year was the first time I got a custom wig that was more expensive, and I did a full review for you guys, and I told you guys about my customer service experience not being the best, and then the packaging was not that good. The wig itself was beautiful, and I still very much enjoy it. So if you guys want like an update video of me like washing it and restyling it and everything, just let me know. But the Erin hair custom wig that I got it with a Afro texture, and I wear it behind my hairline. That was my intent, to wear it with a little bit of leave out, because the 2023 was my year of leave out. Ever since I got my first sew-in, yes, my first sew-in, because every time I say that, people are like, what? You've never got a sew-in before? My first sew-in was at the end of 2022. So I did not grow up getting sew-ins. I have always did like braids, and then when I got older, it was wigs. So I never did a sew-in until 2022. After I, got that sew-in, I started to do more styles with leave out. And so with this particular wig, I did a behind the hairline install. And I've done that a ton. I did that a ton in 2023, and I love that look. Today, I don't have any leave out. This wig is just bomb. So this one didn't need any leave out or anything. But yeah, I love my Erin hair wig, even though I did have some issues with customer service and the box and everything. So just check that review out. I have a playlist with all these wigs on there if you want to watch the original reviews. Next is the Omgherhair 360 Kinky Curly Edges wig. So this is a wig I reviewed towards the end of 2023. It had a gorgeous kinky curly texture, and what separated this from most of the kinky curly wigs is that it's a 360 wig, so you could wear it as an updo, and I did do it as an updo, and it looked good. Now, granted, I did have like some bobby pins exposed and stuff like that, but the wig was bomb, and it looked really good even as an updo. And I did the updo with a glueless install. I just used bobby pins, and it looked really good. Next up, I have the Wowafrican Clean Mimic Kinky Edges wig. Now, initially in that review, I did a twist out. No, I did a wash and go, and it looked natural, but the style on me looked kind of too mature. It just it wasn't given like I wanted it to give. And so I decided to do a twist out on it, and after I did the twist out, it looked so good. It already looked natural before that, but then it looked even more natural, and it was stylish, and it was just so beautiful. And next up, we have the RPGSHOW Auburn Brown Yaky Straight Shoulder Length Layered Wig. So this just screamed fall, and it had that nice light Yaky texture, and it wasn't too long, even though I like long wigs, but this was a nice everyday density and length, and the color was beautiful, perfect for fall. The lace and everything just looked beautiful. So that was a really, really nice wig. RPGSHOW does come through with a lot of really good wigs that are high quality. They have for years now. Next up, the MCap wigs took over in 2023, definitely towards the end of the year. And I gotta say, it's not a gimmick. Those wigs are really, really good and great quality, and really great for beginners. So I have on an MCap wig right now from ISeeHair, but I didn't try this one last year. I tried their, I think it was like a silky straight one, and then I tried one from CURLYME. They virtually were the same wig in my opinion, but they both were MCap wigs, and they're so beginner friendly. You can wear them glueless, and it lays very flat to the head, and it was just beautifully constructed and everything. So if you are a beginner or somebody who just does not want to do a whole lot with your wig. You want it to come pre-bleached with the knots, the hairline is already plucked, and the lace is pre-cut. Even though I'd trim it back a little bit more, but the lace is pre-cut. Go with one of the MCap wigs. And then another wig from CURLYME was their Afro curly wig. That was a wig I reviewed earlier in 2023. It had a beautiful texture. The lace laid down very well, and it just looked really natural outside and everything. And of course, to get my kinky curly wigs together, I used the Shea Moisture Frizz-Free Curl Mousse. And that makes the difference with making the wigs curl pattern just look gorgeous. And of course, I was influenced by Keeshon to get this years ago. And this is all I use on my kinky curly wigs and curly wigs. It's like a must-have, you know, for your like styling tools and supplies. Definitely get that Shea Moisture Frizz-Free Curl Mousse. It's so good. And then towards the beginning of 2023, there was a big push for the kinky edges wigs. And some of the earlier ones that I tried were not good. It was just like they had like a patch of hair around the hairline and it was just too thick. But the one that I was most impressed by was the ILikeHair hyperrealistic curly edges kinky straight wig. That one looks so good. I of course customized the hairline to make it work for me, but it looks so good after I did those customizations and everything. Now, I don't think you have to have edges on your wig for it to look natural. This one doesn't have any and it looks good. But if you're gonna do it, it's a certain way to do it. Doesn't have to be thick all the way across because my real edges aren't like that. So, but this one was very impressive. So if you're looking for a kinky edges type wig, I would recommend the ILikeHair one. That was very impressive. With those kinky edges, it kind of conceals the lace even better as well. So I can see why somebody would prefer the kinky edges wigs. Now, let's get into my favorite synthetic wigs of 2023. Yeah, I'll start with like my U-part leave out kind of wigs. So I told you guys I tried that sew-in November of 2022, and then I was like, because I wasn't using that much heat on my hair that much at all like throughout the years. So then I was like, I'm gonna just, you know, start putting heat on my hair. And it can be damaging, but if you like, it's a risk if you put heat on your hair. So if you don't really care about that, then just, you know, do it. It's your hair. So that's what I did, and I really enjoyed several U-part wigs. So the first one that I tried was the Outre Dominican Blowout U-part wig. I was influenced by Champagne Renee and Forever Gladys to try this particular wig. It has a gorgeous kinky straight texture. It has like a slight like layer around the face with a little bit of a bump, and then it's basically kind of straight with a slight bump on the end. And I got it in the color Natural Brown. And if you have your hair color is a number 2, go with a natural brown versus a natural black, because the natural black is pretty much like a jet black. So if you want a jet black, then go with the natural black. But the natural brown blended perfectly with my hair. It's still one of my favorite U-part wigs, and it's really inexpensive. On Amazon it'll probably be more expensive, but it's gonna be under $35, especially for a look that's like that looks so natural. And then the next U-part wig that I love was from Freetress. And Freetress, if you guys have been, you know, wearing wigs for a long time, Freetress used to be that girl over Outre and everybody. And it's so funny, I was having this conversation with Faith, and it's so crazy. Freetress used to be like one of the top dogs. But of course Outre is right now, and she's been that, and Outre's been that way for at least like 5 years at this point. Yeah, so I tried the Freetress Organique U-part wig in the style Natural Yaky Straight in the 28 inches in a color number 2. I love me a middle part bust down, and that is what that is. The color and everything blends well with my natural hair, and it's just perfection. It just looks so good and natural. It gives sew-in vibes. If you like the look of leave out and a sew-in, try a U-part wig, because they can give that same kind of look. And I think that's the only 2 U-part wigs I had on here. I did make my own U-part wig out of an old synthetic wig. I got this idea from a lady on TikTok. So I think the wig was called Angel Face from Sensational, and I cut out the part in space, added some combs to it, and then worked with some leave out, and that was my U-part wig. Because there's not a lot of U-part wigs that are synthetic on the market. Now Outre just released some, and I have worn one of them I'll probably put a picture of it right here. But I haven't reviewed it yet because I just haven't reviewed it yet. So yeah, so I had to make my own. So I do have a video on that. So watch that if you want to make your own U-part wig. This is one of my most worn wigs of 2023. It's not new, but it's a wig I haven't reviewed on my channel. I didn't review on my channel until last year, which was Sensational's Moneymaker. I wore that wig to death. I wore it so much. It has like a natural texture that looks like somebody put flexi rods on natural hair, and it's just gorgeous. So I would just take out, this is a half wig version, but they do have a lace wig version as well. But I just took out a little bit of my hairline, and if I didn't want to leave out my hair, I would just wear a headband. But most of the time I would wear it with a little bit of leave out, and it would just look so natural. It was like, I wore it so much, it was starting to become like a signature wig for me. It was just so convenient because I don't want to wear lace and lay it all the time. It's just, you know, it can be too much sometimes. And then at the beginning of 2023, I revisited Outre Neesha H301. And in 2020, when I first tried this wig, I wore it with a headband, of course. But this year I tried it with leave out, and it looks so natural. That's one of my most popular videos on TikTok and Instagram, is when I did that mini tutorial, and it just looks so good. It has a beautiful texture to it, of course, because it's a Neesha wig, and I love the length. And I have tried it in a color number 2 and a 1B30, and they both look really good. I have a series called Let's Revisit, where I revisit older synthetic wigs that I've already tried on my channel. I've been doing that for the last like year and a half or so mainly on my Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to see all those videos, all those wigs I've revisited, you can go check that out. I do have like a highlight on my Instagram of all those wigs I've revisited, so you can check that out. And then this is another wig I revisited. I have a couple of them on here. So Outre Ariella. So I reviewed Outre Ariella summer of 2022. And honestly, I did not like her. It just did not look realistic. It gave wig to me. So what I did was, I was about to throw it away. I had it in a trash bag right beside me with all my other like hair supplies I was about to get rid of. But then I was like, let me try this behind the hairline install, because Erin hair, even though wearing wigs with leave out has been popular for years, some people even say Beyonce, that's how she wears her wigs, and Oprah too. I think Oprah does that, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think she does. Erin hair kind of made it more popular on TikTok last year, and so I was like, let me try some wigs with leave out. And so I did it with Outre Ariella, and that was all the different. The behind the hairline installs are limited, because if you are somebody who suffers from hair loss, you can't do that, you know, which is understandable. But if you do have the hair to do a behind the hairline install, it's gonna look very natural. So that's what I did with Ariella. The curl pattern is already beautiful, and so I just brought out a little bit of my natural hair in the front, and it was gorgeous. And what I have noticed, and somebody else on my TikTok noticed this as well, of course I love half wigs, and I have, you know, half wigs on this list with H301. Half wigs, I feel like lace wigs are so good to wear behind the hairline or as a half wig, because the lace is going to make it lay more flat than a lot of half wigs, because sometimes half wigs have that little bump at the front and it won't lay really flat. And if you have kind of like a thinner hairline, it's going to be harder to conceal that bump from that half wig. So I like to use lace wigs as half wigs nowadays, and in the case with Ariella, it worked out beautifully. All right, so next up, I have 2 of the Sensational UD wigs. So I think I first started trying these wigs in 2022, and I was a little bit late to the party, because at the time I wasn't using a lot of heat on my hair, and my hair was 4B4C, and a lot of these textures I was like, it's not gonna blend with my hair. So I tried Sensational's UD12 in 2023, and it was just so pretty. Now I have tried UD2, but they have similar curl patterns, but I feel like the UD12 has a tighter curl pattern, and it looks more in line with what my hair texture is, versus the looser texture of the UD2. Both are pretty, but I prefer the UD12 one. And then there's Sensational UD17. That one is just so up my alley because you guys know I love the kinky straight texture. And so I got UD17 in, I think like a color number 2, and it was just perfection. It's just so perfect. Like, it's one that I would wear very often because I love a half up, half down moment. And then this is a kinky straight texture. It's so pretty. And then I reached all the way back in the OG synthetic bag, and I revisited Freetress Hania. So if you've been following, I've had my channel, this year will be my 11th year on YouTube, and Freetress Hania was so popular on my channel in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I have always loved the length of Freetress Hania. I like that it was a side part bob. Now this is an old school synthetic wig because it has that set part, but it still has that beautiful texture. And I was like, I have noticed some wigs that we used to wear don't look realistic anymore. So I was like, how can I bring something new to this wig, you know, in 2023 when I revisited this? So when I revisited this wig, I wore it behind my hairline with some leave out. And it already has that nice Yaky texture, Yaky straight texture. And it blended with my hair beautifully. And it looked so good. It looked really, really good. So if you do have some older wigs and you're starting to notice like it doesn't look as nice as it did back in the day, try it with some leave out if you can, and incorporate some, you know, more modern and updated techniques to make it look more realistic. And then I revisited OG Neesha, like the original Neesha that came out in 2016. I wore it with leave out again, and it looks so good. It's very full, so it's perfect for fall winter. So this is definitely a fall winter wig. Any of the Neeshas are perfect for fall winter because they're so thick with their texture and density. So I wore it behind the hairline, and it looked really pretty. And then my most popular review of 2023 was Outre Keeshon. And I told you guys I was going to review the other two from that collection, but I never got around to it. But I still have them, so I'll probably try to review those at some point. I'm not going to say soon, but at some point. But Keeshon was a hit for me, and I'm pretty sure I got it in the hazelnut mocha color. And that particular color was selling out super fast. So I tried to tell you guys, like, you know, hop on it, you know, as soon as I reviewed that wig. And it was sold out for a long time in that color. Then they restocked, and then some people still comment and tell me that it's out of stock in this color. So they keep going back and forth. But it's a beautiful Yaky texture, Yaky straight texture. And this is from the Outre Perfect Hairline series. So it has a lot of versatility that you can do with styling, and I did some styling in that video. That was just a nice wig. It's one of those wigs I would definitely get in a natural color as well, because I know it's going to look even more natural. Yeah, so that was everything from my 2023 wig favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and share with me in the comment section some of your favorite wigs that you tried last year, or some wigs that you are excited about like right now that I haven't tried. So a wig that I'm excited to try that I have in my collection but I haven't reviewed it, I'm excited to try Outre Ariella. I think that's her name. I've seen, you know, several people review that one, and it just looks like it's right up my alley because I love everyday kind of Yaky textured wigs, and that's one of them. So I'm excited to try that. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.